You know what, Vic?
Yeah.
I think it's time for something else that is timeless.
Yeah, I know. Here we go.
Something else, ladies and gentlemen, and we suggest that you now go to a private area and gird your loins.
That's wrong, man.
That's right. Gird those loins. Get those big bad boys. Get them girded.
Yes, sir. I'm
Because
already.
it's that time.
Yeah, I missed this, man. All-Star Weekend just took up all our time, so, man, and then the swine tried to kick into this place. But we back. We're back.
Still spreading the bugs.
Yeah, I know, man. It's
Spreading it out to all the innocents.
That's okay. It's real. So, hey, for the most part, man, there's only one thing that we're going to probably be discussing, and it's the NBA and some other NBA news.
Well, it's NBA. Hey, scratch 'em and rub 'em. There's a big-ass basketball on the screen because it's all about new sports, running at the combine. Hey, and what's tootin' but a Cam Newton?
See what it's saying? See,
Darn tootin', it's a Cam Newton.
You guys, welcome to New Sports. New Sports for us. Whenever there's something new, there's something following it that's even newer. So for us, we're not in that age no more where you wait 24 hours. New Sports is as new as you want to bring it. We survive off of the others. Welcome. This is where we pretend like we know what we're talking about. Sports. Mario, right now you can't really say All-Star anymore. All-Star's had its bed, it's laid in it, and it woke up and it was refreshed. You had Oscars. We can't talk Oscars. We're going to talk about Carmelo, Chauncey, and the Knicks as it relates to this team performing at such a level that was probably unexpected that I even sat back and said, Mario, this team right now needs some defensive help. When they go down to Miami, I actually thought they were going to lose by 15 or 20 points. But they came out ahead. Carmelo, Chauncey, Stoudemire, down by 15 points at the first half.
Chauncey
came back.
Billups, I said to me that was the X factor.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
He's also one of those cats that when the money's on the line, his game escalates.
Yes.
And he does not make errors.
No, he does not. He does not. This is one thing good about this game. We had to go look at a play. We're out there supporting because, we're busy. You may not think we are, but we are busy.
We are busy.
We're busy. And while the game, you get your updates and everything. The first half, I said, this is gone. This game is gone. I said 15 points, and it looked like the ease was happening. Carmelo took upon himself to sit back and say, I want LeBron at the last part of it. No problem. Last part of the game, I want to hold him down. And the big equation here is that they turned on the defense, which still lends the question, can you turn on the defense every game? I saw defense from New York that I hadn't seen as much effectively from its superstars, not as role players of the team prior to the trade. Now, let me ask you this, Mario. With that question in mind, can they sustain Carmelo, Chauncey, and he's getting along in the tooth, getting along in the legs too, in time. Can they sustain enough to go to another level in the playoff season?
I think they showed it. And they also showed, first of all, you got two of the players that came over already used to playing with themselves.
Right.
Playing with each other. We all used to play with ourselves.
Wait a minute, that didn't come out right. Wait a minute.
Chauncey Billups and Carmelo have a history of playing together.
Okay.
How's that?
That's much better, man.
We're not talking about those long showers.
Dude, you went there. All right, go ahead.
So that makes a big difference in terms of the gelling factor.
Right.
In terms of them coming along, especially when you got Chauncey who can lead that offense, okay?
True.
So, I just think that I expected it to be good.
Right.
And I didn't expect him necessarily to beat Miami, but I actually expected it to be a war, to prove a point.
Yeah.
I just thought it wouldn't. I just thought it was going to be an offensive shootout,
right,
as opposed to a defensive display.
Agree. Yeah, I didn't. When I looked at the score, you did the same thing I did. I actually handicapped this one totally wrong. I really said they're about to score a lot of points.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be running, gun, everything up there.
Done, man. It fooled me how they transitioned. Now, here's the part that still everybody's going to ask this question. It was easily that New York was being outsized in the middle of the game in the first half, meaning that they had a lot of length to what they were doing, especially with LeBron, Chris Bosh. They didn't have to deal with a New York team that was center heavy. Okay, got that. Not a problem. The part that got me, Mario, is that when it came down to crunch time at the end of the game, everybody's still talking about. And when I say everybody, I'm not a LeBron hater. So the broadcast journalists always want to step on him and say, who takes the last shot of the game? You got Wade, you got LeBron. Are you confident that a last shot attempt with LeBron, from an outside perspective, from an outside shot perspective, is the time you turn around and say, oh, yes, it's going in? Do you feel that way with him, or do you feel better when Wade is taking you off the dribble? Wow.
That's a hard one.
It sure is, man. Because that's the question.
I mean, it depends who you're up against. I mean, kind of, because you say Wade off. It depends, so, against who? Wade off the dribble.
See, you want money game.
Against who?
Yeah.
And what? First of all, against the Knicks, you would have thought they would be able to go inside.
I agree.
Against
That's
the Celtics,
right?
I don't know if you make the same decision.
Right. But if you had to, and it's going to get to another question I'm going to get to, because I think the part that they were saying, everybody talked about LeBron taking the shot, and you go like, he has a propensity to go, when every time he's taking an outside shot and it's a changing of the game at the end or the last shot, he's not good at hitting the outside shot. So why does he continue to take it?
I'd have to see the numbers on that because, even Michael Jordan used to say, if you actually know the number of games that I lost by missing the last shot.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'd have to, I don't know. You wonder though.
Right. Well, I wonder, and let me just say this. And I'm just saying this. When LeBron is so effective when he goes to the hole, very few get to stop him. And he's not like Iverson, where Iverson took the pain and punishment of going in. He probably wasn't going to make the shot, but he would get to the foul line. LeBron, if you're sitting up there with the last shot on the line, you can go around almost anyone who's guarding you up top, to at least draw a foul, go to the hole, and the higher percentage. Do you believe that that's a better role for him to look as an option than standing out there and saying, let me shoot the three-point shot? I want to win the game.
That's what this. It's actually a historical question that one could apply to a lot of people, including ones like Magic Johnson. When you have a big, talented big man, there's an issue to me sometimes with what choice of shots he takes.
Right.
But you tend not to question your superstars. Magic Johnson would have the same issue, right?
Right.
He's big enough to go inside and try to do something, but he also had an outside shot.
Right.
So, I don't know, Vic. I don't know. I think it's even a controversy to tell you the truth, who gets the ball on the Heat in the last second. That's the first controversy. Does it go to LeBron or to Wade? First, you got to decide that.
High percentage of shot. Who's your best percentage?
Right. Then, and on what kind of a shot against what kind of a team? I wonder, at least to add to the controversy, who's making that call? Is it the coach or is it LeBron?
Well, I think the coach, he goes through the progressions. You know that. The progressions are to get the best matchup because they'll look at the matchup advantage. And the matchup advantage, to me, name a player against LeBron who's going to have the advantage over LeBron.
Well, that's why I said, so I guess we're agreeing that LeBron should get the ball.
Yes.
But the question we're not sure of is what he should do with it.
The ball, right.
Man, you know what? And for the great ones, I don't feel like
I could say this. I'm going to say this. Watch this. And I'm going to take this and take it to another point. Game on the line. You got money. You got a pool of people. You guys are all going in to win the game. So it's more than you just having a personal choice. You have 4 players, and you want the highest percentage of success for the last shot of the game. Wade, LeBron, Kobe, or Carmelo. Where does your money lie? Not the conditions of, well, let me look at what the other team may have. Because it's like Jordan. It doesn't matter what the other team had. He's getting the last shot. Who do you want on your money time? Which player?
I still go with LeBron.
Wow. And he doesn't have a history of winning clutch games.
No, I just think it's more of a challenge. I think that I'm not basing it on the history as opposed to I'll say it a different way. Who would you least want to defend if you're on the defensive guy? Right. And I think that's LeBron.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go with you because I'm going to go with you only because potentially everybody says he's underachieving the clutch gene that he has in his pocket that's not hard to develop with him. It's IQ, decision making. I would say this. If I had to go in order, Number one, when it comes to money time, I have to go with Kobe. It's just it's the percentage, even if you don't like what he does, he's so much better on the outside shot, one-on-one. He's learned to do the Bird thing, the Charles Barkley day, the Adrian Dantley thing. Well, I'm going to increase my percentage of shooting, and it's already known.
Yeah,
now,
for him, but for Kobe, and I agree. Now, even though I always say people really underestimate Kobe's time in the league.
Right.
He's still young, but you forget he started at 17.
I agree.
But when it comes to the Heat, then what do you say?
I'm going Wade. The reason why I'm going Wade right now is because Wade has a championship ring. He knows what it's like to win in clutch. He knows how to be the man at the time. And he's stepped up in so many different ways that they're not counting his failures.
Well, I mean, that's, again, based on the past, I think that it's just I turn it around. If I'm the defending team, who scares me more?
Right.
The ball in
right.
LeBron's hands,
right,
or the ball in Wade's hand? And I go to me,
right,
it scares me more in LeBron's hand.
Right.
He's harder to defend.
Right.
Wade is awesome, but still, LeBron is too multidimensional in terms of the bigness and the ability to even go after his own rebounds.
Right.
There's just another level of things that he could do. I'm not saying he has done it
right,
or has lived up to it,
right,
but I think he makes you, if you are trying to come up with the defending strategy,
right,
that he's the most threatening player,
right,
other than maybe Kobe. Well, no, I'll even say that. It's still, he's the most threatening player because of the diversity of the types of ways he can attack you.
And that's what everybody's looking for. They're looking.
He just
for
hasn't pulled it off.
Right. And I say, I'm not trying to tout the tweets and everything, but I say, look, you can have a room full of talented people on the floor. He says, but basketball IQ wins over all the time. If you go to Utah, for example, I think all the players that go through Utah, even though they haven't won championship, there's an IQ.
Then why don't you guys choose Tim Duncan?
Because he's part of it. He's the same.
In other words, well, that's what I'm saying.
But he's not clutch.
I mean, but I bet you if you start looking at clutch, it's going to be some people in there that you didn't expect.
Right. And I agree with you, Mark. There are better clutch people at the time, but I also look at, here are the superstar players who, to me, like you said, the measurement, it's like Boston. You could look at Boston and say, you can see this team has such a focus on how they do their operation and maximizing the potential, even long in the tooth. They don't have any, skydivers running, slamming the rim. They get the most out of what they do, and they have a progression of options they can go to. They just have to sustain not having injury and be healthy, and they will be off the chain.
Well, that's the part, to me, Dwight Howard, all of them haven't done. Like, in other words, remember in the old days with Kareem and all them, and even the Celtics, in the last seconds of the close game, you were trying to pump it into the big man
always
for a slam dunk or a two-footer.
Higher percentage shot.
High percentage shot to the big man or sky hook.
Right.
Now, have you noticed that same dependency on that same money shot doesn't seem to exist today in the NBA with the same level of confidence? In other words, Jabbar, you knew what he was going to do.
All the time.
Sky hook every time. He's going to make it 85, 90% of the time.
Yes.
You're not seeing that from the big men. Okay, LeBron hasn't decided which one he is in that yet.
That's the part.
And you don't see it with some. You see it maybe with some of the older ones, but not the same way. So that's why you said when it comes to the high percentage shot, they're not taking a high percentage shot anyway.
No.
I'm not sure that the high percentage shot was to drive the lane.
Right. And I'm not saying the part that they're going away with, they go like, here's the progression for LeBron. And they say, look, it's like going up. It's like having the team. It's like Russell Westbrook says, I can shoot it outside. I can do the 3-point play. I can actually assist. He says, but my speed